guys are so lucky. You guys do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build a roster. I'm having to sit here and go out and do things I don't want to do. I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this hookup culture. I don't like any of it. But I feel like I don't have a choice. Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can just go get with a girl that's in her 20s and live a normal life. Girls don't have that luxury. I'm now sitting here at 25 having to figure out how to get back in these streets so I can figure out, so 10 years down the line, I'm not sitting there single still with my daughter being an only child. Like, I want to have a family. I want to have kids. I want to be happy. Like, I want all of these things. But people don't want that nowadays, it feels like no matter, it's like, what is this dating stuff? What is Hinge? What is Tinder? What is all of this? Like, it's disgusting. Like, my friends helped me make a Hinge and a Tinder, and it's like, I hated it. I hate it. I ended up deleting my Hinge, and I'm getting ready to delete the Tinder because it's just like I don't want to talk to anybody on there. Like, I don't want to do any of this. Like I'm just sitting there like a magazine.
This is the moment she realized the streets don't love anybody, especially single moms. She looks exhausted, frustrated, and honestly betrayed by the messaging she grew up with. It's sad, but this is the reality check more women are having behind closed doors. I actually feel bad for her, because this is what happens when the world tells women they have unlimited time.
I was constantly fed this idea that women can do everything. We don't really need men. Women can have the great career and have the kids that they like and change the tires and do this. I mean, I grew up thinking, and men are great, but like, I can do all the same things. Like, I do feel in many ways betrayed by that line of thinking.
Hard to be a mom. They take away all of the tender moments of motherhood that you could have had, but you were stuck in survival mode. So you didn't even really get to enjoy it. You're just fucking surviving, trying to raise these kids, trying to do the best you can, and you get $250 a month. What the fuck? That is pennies. That is the gas money it is taking me to drop them off at their father's house and pick them back up. $250 a month. And my ex is a nurse. $250 a month.
Literally, I stayed in the hospital for a whole fucking week because I had an overdose. I overdosed because I literally did not want to be here no more. I didn't have a pulse for 11 something, almost 12 minutes because I didn't want to be here. I felt like this is
Nobody talks about the amount of times as a fucking mom that you sit in the fucking car and just cry, bro. You just fucking cry. Even when you know your tears not gonna fix shit. And like, I might always have to take care of her.
I could talk to the younger me. I would tell me to wait. I would tell me to wait to have kids until I know that I either am financially stable or I'm having a team behind me that can help me, because everybody needs a community. And when you are alone doing this,
I don't care who say they gonna be there for you. I don't care what type of help people think they're going to give you.
This is the side of single motherhood that people never show online. All the struggle, none of the support, and definitely none of the you go girl energy. It's a tough reminder that the freedom they were promised came with the cost they never saw coming. It's crazy how feminism skipped the part where community and partnership actually matter.
Ladies, let's get into it. Being sexual does not make you feminine. I repeat, being sexual does not make you feminine. Family, I gotta keep it real. I see women today objectifying themselves, then getting mad at men for objectifying them, thinking that that's what it means to be feminine. And family, that ain't it. Plus, the type of man that you attract by showing your Gucci gotcha? Sis, that ain't the man that you want. Trust me, that's culture lying to us. That's not God. True femininity, at Proverbs 31, says it's humility, integrity, her strength, discipline, and dignity is what defines a feminine woman. Let me keep it real. If you lead with your body, you can't get mad when that's all man sees. You can't plant seeds in the flesh and then expect to reap in the spirit. Galatians 6:8. And come on, family, let's be real. The streets are only fun for at max a season. And I'm stretching it with that. Proverbs 14:12 says this: there's a way that seems right, but in the end, it leads to destruction. Sis, you were created to be so much more than somebody's appetizer. Something or someone to hold them over while they're still searching the menu, trying to figure out what they want to order. Don't trade fake attention for the real love your soul craves. God's way is better. His way leads to life and peace. Romans 8:6. Let's get back to that.
She is basically describing the turning point so many single moms reach after the hype wears off. The world told them to lead with their body, then shamed them when men treated them like objects. Her honesty here is rare. Most never admit they were sold a lie. Feminism promised freedom, but it never taught femininity, peace, or emotional stability.
But I don't want to be independent anymore. We live in a society right now
Translation, I have too much debt. I need a man.
where it has been engraved and pushed down our throats that we need to have this.
It's kind of crazy. Men used to get dowries for taking care of women. They used to get paid. Now men have to pay a dowry to get a woman.
Like boss babe mentality. We're following God has made me and put me in just this feminine desire. Like I desire nothing more than to serve my family and serve my husband. To be able to just cultivate a home, like turn a house into a home, and to be making bread and serving my family and having my
Translation, that would be easier than working, and therefore I want to do it now. And my beauty's starting to fade. I'm not as hot as I used to be, so
kids and driving them around. It's like that is the deepest desire of my heart now. Like money is cool, but like I don't even really
Translation, I don't want kids, but I know this sounds good to beta bucks.
care about that.
Translation, the men that I want now, not then, but now will eat this up.
But I desire to serve more than anything. Like when I get to cook for people, when I get to cultivate and like create a meal, like that brings me so much more joy now. And it's so funny because God really truly does change the desires of your
Translation, I'm 29.
heart. Like he puts a completely different perspective in your heart and a desire, which is that true femininity, where society has made us think like that is like oppressive. That is the most beautiful thing, to get to come home, a husband to get to come home and his wife is serving him. Now, if you are going out and working so hard, yes, you're going to come home and I want to serve you. Yes, you're going to come home and everything's going to be taken care of. And not every day, I'm sure, is going to be perfect.
Translation, I want to nag. I want him to come home, and I just want him to listen to my feelings and all my emotions.
This sounds less like a revelation and more like a surrender. She didn't suddenly find femininity. She just got tired of struggling by herself. When the independence era fades, reality comes knocking hard.
Ladies, listen up. Feminism is not about equality anymore. It's about tearing down men and stripping women of their true power. The original idea of feminism was about giving women equal rights, the ability to vote, work, and have a voice. But somewhere along the way, it turned toxic. Modern feminism today tells women to hate men, reject families, and act like the very thing they claim to be fighting against. And here's the truth. Feminism didn't make women stronger. It made them miserable. It convinced women that being feminine is weak, that being nurturing, loving, and wanting a husband and kids somehow makes you less. That is not strength. That is pure confusion. Femininity is powerful. A feminine woman knows how to elevate her man, create peace in her home, and stand firm in her values without trying to be a man. Feminism breeds resentment. Femininity creates harmony, and that's the difference that nobody wants to admit. Ladies, you do not gain power by competing with the guys. You gain power by being fully feminine and letting men lead where they are meant to lead. Feminism destroyed that truth. Femininity restores it. And if that offends you, maybe that's the wake-up call that you need.
She's right. Early feminism was about basics like voting, safety, actual rights, not this modern chaos. Somewhere along the way, it became toxic, and the same women who trusted it are now carrying the heaviest burdens alone. Modern feminism convinced a lot of women they didn't need anyone until reality forced them to face the consequences. No wonder single moms are melting down now. They're realizing the promise and the payoff don't match.
But guess wasn't 50-50. The dishes wasn't 50-50. The laundry wasn't 50-50. The cleaning wasn't 50-50. And that's an everyday motherfucking job. I come home and then got food on the table, got clothes on the bed, got shit everywhere. Every day I'm exhausted. I'm coming home, I'm cleaning my house, and yes, I do that anyways, but when it's just you, it's just you. When you are cleaning up for a man and his children and other people, it is a whole full-time job, and you don't get time for yourself, and that's why women get burnt out, and you're no longer happy in your relationship, because you're coming home and a man is sitting on the couch because he's tired from work, and you're making sure you're catering to him.
So what? So what? So what?
I don't understand. Where's the value in that?
Fellas, do not choose a woman who don't want to be a woman.
Are you delusional?
The modern day women, right there. I'm gonna go to work like you. Do you want me to cook, clean? So what? Yes, you're gonna cook, clean, do this and do that. And guess what? He taking the trash out, he fixing the house, he making sure this. But we have different duties, functions, and responsibilities. My wife don't want my duties. Just because I can see you cook the food and you can't see me clean the gutters, you don't even care about that stuff, but it still need to be done. Men have different responsibilities. So all this, I cook and I clean, and yeah, that's part of your function. But when your tire is flat, my function is to make sure you have a new tire. Your car need an oil change. It's my job to make sure these people ain't ripping you off. We have different duties and functions and responsibilities. And if you don't love your duty, your function, your responsibility, you're not fit to be a wife, period.
This sounds less like empowerment and more like a woman who's completely overwhelmed. The anger isn't about chores. It's about the pressure of trying to be both the man and the woman in the house. And that's the part feminism never told her. Independence comes with a price most can't pay forever.
Isn't it so crazy that feminism does the exact opposite of empowering women? It is not giving you freedom, it is actually silencing you. It has convinced women that sexualization is freedom, that selling their bodies online is freedom, that having multiple partners is freedom. But what this actually does is exploit you and enslave you. It's funny how feminism actually just gave the worst type of men exactly what they wanted. I mean, having as much emotionless sex as possible, OnlyFans, running around half naked, killing their babies, men and women's sports. How does that equal female empowerment? Not to mention you're warding off all of the good men. I mean, you guys say over and over how much you hate men when you are literally doing the things that please the worst type of men. If you were focused more on traditional femininity, on having one partner, on getting married, on having kids, on building a family unit, I promise you would attract really good men into your life, and therefore you wouldn't hate all men. And every time I say things like this, I get told that I'm tearing down other women. No, the reason that I post what I post is because I actually care about other women and their well-being. You can take it or leave it. But if I were to just let you exploit yourself and enslave yourself to what I would consider a cult, I mean, take Bonnie Blue, for example, that would be me not caring about you.
This is what it looks like when the mask drops and reality finally steps in. She is speaking from experience, not theory, and it shows in every word. Honestly, more women would avoid so much pain if they heard this earlier.
We are in a fucking crisis, a pandemic with this single mother and shit. But it is a proven fact that single mother households produce the worst product.
Facts. That's
It's a
100% fact, yeah.
If you take two parent households, single father household, single mother household, statistically based on facts, the household with the woman heading it by herself produces the worst product. And for our people, for black people, for African American people, those single mother households are the reason why prisons are filled with a good majority of our
You are 100%
people,
right.
So these are facts. You sit this on the table. Here go the fact. And then you say, so y'all need to start valuing men being involved in the lives of your children. I can't make you be with your baby daddy, or we can't say that somebody has to stay with somebody, because we know that children are being born out of situations where the two people aren't healthy together.
Yeah.
But you having access to a man and a woman during your upbringing needs to be brought back. I gotta laugh when I say this because, you know, the females get so mad. But
sometimes the loudest breakdowns don't come from weakness. They come from somebody finally admitting the dream didn't turn out the way they were promised. A lot of women were sold freedom like it was pure peace, and a lot of men were sold strength like it was pure responsibility, and now everybody tired. I've been thinking about this whole conversation around single mothers, feminism, independence, disappointment, all of it tangled together in one big emotional knot. And I don't say that from a judgment place. I say that from I've been watching real people struggle quietly place. Because online, it all sounds clean and confident. Strong women, independent women, don't need nobody. And that sounds powerful until 3 in the morning when the house quiet and the responsibility still loud. See, nobody really talks about the emotional tax that comes with doing everything alone. We celebrate the decision, not the weight of actually carrying it for years without a break. A lot of folks thought freedom meant lightness, but freedom also means there's nobody to hand things off to when you're exhausted. And exhaustion got a way of changing how you look at every belief you ever had. I don't think a lot of women regret wanting independence. I think a lot of women regret how lonely independence can feel when life stops feeling theoretical. Because being strong in public is one thing. Being strong on your worst day with nobody showing up for real is something else entirely. And the truth is, raising a child by yourself is not just a financial weight. It's an emotional marathon with no guaranteed relief. You don't get to be off. You don't get to tap out. You just keep going. And over time, that kind of pressure starts asking questions your old beliefs weren't built to answer. Like, why does this feel heavier than I expected? Why do I feel proud and resentful at the same time? Why am I strong but still tired? Those are complicated questions, and the world not patient with complicated women. The world like you either empowered or you complaining. There's no space for the in-between. And that's why I think a lot of these emotional crashes come from. Not because somebody suddenly hates feminism, but because somebody realized the version of empowerment they imagined didn't come with the support they thought would appear. Because we sold independence like it meant you never need help again, when really needing help is part of being human, not part of being weak. And men feel this from the other side too, even if it show up different. Men were taught to be the fallback, the provider, the backup plan, the safety net, then told they're no longer needed in the same way. So now you got women saying I can do this alone, and men saying then I guess I'm not required anymore. Both sides walking off wounded in different directions, and nobody really won that emotional trade. I don't think the real issue is feminism. I think the real issue is we oversold independence and undersold interdependence. We made it sound like strength meant never leaning, like needing somebody meant you failed the test, and life not built like that. Life works best when pressure is shared, when burden can be passed, when somebody else can hold the weight for a minute so you can breathe. But now, everybody breathing shallow, everybody proving something, everybody tired. And what breaks my heart a little is how quick people are to mock someone when they admit this is harder than I thought. Instead of saying, yeah, it is hard. We treat struggle like it invalidates beliefs, when really it just proved the belief ran into reality. A woman can believe in herself and still wish she had help. A man can respect independence and still wish he was needed. Both things can be true at the same time. But social media don't like both. It likes teams. It likes enemies. It likes clean villains. Real life is messier than that. Real life is pride mixed with regret, strength mixed with longing, freedom mixed with fatigue. And when somebody finally cracks and says out loud, this wasn't what I imagined, people rush to decide which side they on instead of asking what hurt. Because the truth is, a lot of people right now are living lives that technically look successful, but emotionally feel unfinished. And if they ever slow down enough to admit that, I hope we stop calling it weakness. Because sometimes it's not betrayal. Sometimes it's just honestly catching up to hope. And maybe that's not a failure of movements or gender or culture. Maybe that's just what happens when humans try to be everything alone for too long.